2, 1. We're done. I think we need to end today's session with group quacking. So, carry on.
I agree.
Agreed.
So, what are you wanting to do from this point? You've got Varic, who knows the forest quite well, but obviously he can't lead you to the shard without the help of Arissa. You can try and lead them to your family or to somewhere else. What would you like to do?
Hey, Arissa, get those goggles on again.
Hang on. Pushes everyone away.
Shuffles out.
Annabelle is relieved.
And I'll pop the goggles back on.
Okie doke. Do a perception check with advantage. Okay.
13.
Okay.
This works.
You spot some dust hanging around in the air, and as you look, you sort of have to peer quite a lot. You can't see what lies beyond sort of the first few rows of trees, but off in the blackness beyond that, you can see a tiny, tiny speck of more dust.
I'm really glad you said that, because I feel like this would have been a prime opportunity for you to go, you gotta dig up Varic's mum.
She's also got a shard for a heart. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, this is a theme I'm sticking with now. I like making you cry.
Arissa kind of points where you can see slightly more dust. I can see a bit more that way, but I don't know what else is over there. Just darkness.
Vitharius will mount up, unsling his hammer, and go, well, the faster we get this shard, the faster we can get out of here.
Who was that? Because I love you. Who was this? Speak.
Me, I couldn't resist.
Yes!
Sorry.
I love you so much. That was amazing.
I may have made a thing in the meantime for the angry Beholduck.
Okay, shoot.
We have a new custom emoji.
Hey, we have a duck emoji. It's the duck seal of approval. I love it. Okay, this is perfect.
Duck of approval.
Okay, so in which case, between Varic and Arissa then, so Arissa, are you gonna hop back onto Dazzle?
Yes.
Okay.
I will mount back up.
Okay.
Can I walk next to Dazzle?
Yes, absolutely, you may do. So I'm gonna just put this in my notes. So Arissa on Razzle.
And I think I will keep my goggles on for now.
Yep. Okay. Varic walking beside. Oh my god, you two are doing Mary and Joseph.
Oh my god, are we going to find an inn and there's going to be no room, and then we're going to go to the barn and there's going to be 3 random wise men that turn up and give us really terrible gifts?
Technically, you did just get turned away from an inn. So.
Oh my god.
To continue the theme, there's also Arkan paying for stuff, which is basically the gift of gold.
Yeah.
Find something that smells good.
Little
That's the angry Beholduck
in
of
the
which-
dark forest.
Todos os patinhos sabem bem nadar. This is a duckling song from my country, sorry.
Ah, I like it. It's cute.
Yeah, everyone knows this song. It's one of those.
Vitharitas, as you all start following Arissa and Varic, it's quite a sweet picture of the little family up ahead. But Vitharitas, you particularly, having had your words of wisdom and warning from Helm, notice that the way they are leading you is in fact the darkest route you are heading. You can see maybe 10-15 feet in front of you and in any given direction. You can hear the wind stronger as you're moving through, and every time you look around to see where the trees are, The tree line seems to have shifted or moved. They get closer to you and then further away. You never see them move, but anytime you look around, it's almost like you're walking into a different environment every 5 or 10 seconds. It's quite disconcerting. It's like you're walking on some sort of treadmill and the things around you are changing, but you're not moving anywhere. And it's getting gradually darker until you can only see 10 to 15 feet in front of you. But you press
This does
on.
not seem familiar.
Varic, you have experienced similar things to this before. This is part of the forest's way. It's either tricking you into lulling you into the wrong place, or it's trying to make you go in a different direction for fear of going into this darkness. But following Orissa and following the dust trail, this is the way you're going currently.
I am gonna warn Arissa of the forest trying to pull crazy shit on us again.
What kind of crazy shit?
Well, it's either luring us the wrong way or it's trying to convince us, I guess, to leave.
Vitharus will ride on forward and call the rest of the group and basically stay close.
Okay. You guys continue. And again, several hours seem to pass. It's disconcertingly quiet. You can hear not quite your own footsteps. They're very quiet and muffled, more than you would expect them to be as you move and press forwards. And even Narvinier's light doesn't seem to penetrate much of the darkness. Yes, you can hold on to Razzle Dazzle tightly. Make sure you don't lose them, that's fine. You continue moving. Orissa, you see slowly a few more clouds of the dust. It's scattered around, but the trail itself still leads you onwards. Varic, you know that you are heading deeper into the centre of the forest, and this is a part that you didn't go into very often. You tried to avoid it as this was the place where the most danger lay. It's almost the beating heart of the forest, and it seems that this is where the most danger comes from. Varic is also very occasionally yelling out random party members' names and getting a response to make sure you're all still there. Apricity, could you do me a perception check?
Uh, 19.
19. Okay. You continue walking, and it's still dark. It doesn't get any darker now that you have lost most of your vision up to 15 or 10-15 feet around you. And then the ground starts to slope downwards. It's quite steep, and you find yourselves moving slower and slower, just so that you can stay on your feet and upright. Can everybody please do me a dexterity check?
Verti, was it checks or save for your thing?
Saves only.
Damn it. Was worth a shot.
Oh.
Dexterity.
Ah, my fucking dice cocked and it was sort of on a natural 20. I don't know.
Well, that's gonna fuck me.
Bastard.
Oh dear.
Okay. Okay, so everyone except for Hannibal and Orissa and Apricity. You guys all stumble as you are going down this steep slope, and you fall onto your butts. And you only take 5 points of damage each as you just sort of land hard, but you do start to slip. Varic, you are now slipping down the slope. are you going to... In fact, do me a dexterity...
Does he still have my shield around him? That should give him some protection.
Oh yeah, in which case take 2 points of damage from the fall, Varic. Varic, I'm going to give you the choice. Are you going to immediately let go of Razzle Dazzle, or are you going to hold on?
I'm gonna let go in hopes of not dragging her down as well.
Good choice. Varic starts to disappear into the darkness by sliding down and away out of the 15 feet of your vision. Narvigne tries to sort of dart after him to try and give you guys a light, but then you sort of see her looking around and she has lost sight of him too. Vitheritas, yes, your mount will have staggered backwards and fallen, and you will both be falling together now, sliding down this slope. Angry Beholduck, you are also sliding away down this slope. They're all going in a similar sort of direction, but again, they're disappearing down into the darkness. Varic, Beholduck, Ragnar, and Vitheritas, you cannot see each other. Vitheritas, you can see your mount. You're still sort of half attached to one of the stirrups. But Varic and Ragnar, you cannot see each other, or Vitheritas.
Are we still slipping at this point?
Yes, you are still slipping, and within about 5 seconds that you have slipped out of each other and everybody else's vision.
I would like to ring back. Kind of like, Varic.
Arissa, you can ring Varic.
It's kind of like, Varic, where are you?
I don't really know. It's a bit dark here.
I can't see you at all.
You're up, right? Are you guys
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah, but Vertian and Ragnar, they fell as
I'll try to find them then. With that, I'll actually try to fly up a little bit and just yell out for Ragnar.
Do me athletics check.
$16.
Okay. You actually manage it because you sort of get one of your arms caught in a piece of sort of tree root and manage to halt yourself long enough to get your wings out properly, and you start to fly up. No matter how far up you go into darkness. So your only option is to sort of hover about maybe 2 feet off the ground if you want to stay in vision.
Yeah, the goal is not to fly, not to fall further.
Okay.
So even if it's just like assisting myself in standing where I am,
Yep,
that
that's
would
fine.
be better. So I'd try to not go further and then yell out for Ragnar and Verti. And Elk.
Ragnar would like to cast, if possible, the Mold Earth cantrip to try and stop him from going any further.
Okay. Yes. That will be alright, you can do that. That is fine. So you're making like a mound.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take a moment to concentrate and sort of make a sort of sweeping circle of it, and eventually you manage to pile up enough that your feet sort of cause bits of it to shift, but you steady yourself, and you have stopped for the time being. Vitheritas, you and your horsey are sliding down, swearing in a mixture of Infernal and Elvish, because of course.
So Vitheritas will make an attempt to grab on basically anything to stop the slide.
Okay. Do me a dexterity save, please.
Sweet Mother of God. Natural.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. You managed to get a very, very good hold on a very thick tree root that dangles down. And because your foot was still in the stirrup, you managed to hold yourself and your horse in the same place. So you're back on the horse. You're sort of half lying on the side and half on the ground. So you've stopped. So that's good.
Vitharius will then try to get the elk to somewhere within range that's not on the slope so it can gain its feet.
Okay. Can you do a dexterity check for the horsey?
Oh, that will be a 5.
You can get to a point where it can be stood upright, but it continues to sort of clip clop its hooves and will start slipping continuously wherever it tries to stand. The whole slope it's not completely one level. There are bumps and waves to it. It is sort of earth and roots and things, but it is still a big slope. And at the moment, you would technically not count as being within 120 feet of Ragnar or Vitharitas. No, Varic.
Damn, they slid away fast.
Or the forest split you up.
Fuckity fuck fuck fuck.
Goddamn slow pence.
So they're all currently off in their own bits, and the ones that didn't slip are all together.
Yes, so the rest of you are all together. Everybody except for Vitharitas, Varic, and Ragnar are all together.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn around and just say, Varric's okay. I can hear him.
I'm gonna message to Vitharitas. Say, are you near Varic? What happened? Are you okay?
Wait, is he in range for your message?
I don't know, that's why I'm trying it.
He is. He's in range for her message, yes.
Vitharius will be holding on to his tree root and going, I'm in one piece. As for where the others, I've got no idea.
So you're on your own?
Currently, yes.
How
It would be
far are you?
wonderful to work out which direction.
I have rope, but it's only 50 feet. Where are you?
That, I don't know.
Can you see anything?
Vitharius will have a look around to see if there's absolutely anything of use to tell her.
You can see a very tall tree, the one that you're hanging on to by the roots. It's bigger than most of the rest of the ones around you because the roots are so strong and large. You can still only see about, down here, probably about 20 feet around you. Darkness, trees, roots, leaves, and slope.
He'll just turn around and go, I see a giant tree I'm grabbing and about 20. So.
I see a little silhouette of a tree scarab.
Tango.
And we have the title versus tree.
I particularly like
DM.
That's a bush, that's a bush. That's very good.
That's a push. DM,
Yes,
is he in range of Hannibal creating a clone near him, or is he too far away?
For Vitharitas?
For Varic.
For Varic? No, not for you, no.
Okay, then she will create the clone and see if it can reach Varic. And Varic, you can jump as she will appear in front of you.
So Varic,
I think I fall again.
Varic and Hannibal appears in front of you, like within about, I'm gonna say about 10 centimeters of your face. Ah, shit!
I'm gonna say that just as I reply to the ring message from Arissa as well.
Arissa says, oh dear, I'll ask if anyone else can hear anything.
And like just as I'm about to say, let's see if we can get everybody in contact again. Just as I'm about to say that, the Hannah appears and I jump. And I'm going.
I assume instead of sending me an actual message, you just said, "Ha!"
Varic, can you please do me an acrobatics check?
At which point Arissa would be like, "Oh my god, is everything okay?"
Fucking hell, this slope really hates me.
You just get another nat
What
one.
do you get?
No.
Can Hannibal react quick enough before he slopes down?
Fuck off, did you get another nat one? Jesus. Right, dead.
With a different dice. I dice prison.
Hannibal, could you do me a dexterity save?
Yes, madam. I shall
Okay.
do the. Woo! Not bad, not bad. It was gonna get worse.
Let's not make it. That's better.
Okay,
Yeah, it's fine, thank God.
Hannibal, you poof and appear in front of Varic, who starts speaking to Arissa. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, fuck! And starts to fall backwards away from you. You instinctively reach out. So now, Varic, you're being held sort of half upright, suspended on this slope by, like, the collar, essentially.
I see you are alright, but you should stop falling down now.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but you sort of appeared out of nothing, and I didn't expect that, so
I needed to be sure you were alive.
You could have asked Arissa. I have been talking to her.
I was too distracted. I wanted to burn down the slope, but I could not. You were still here.
Thank you. That's probably one of the nicer things you've ever said. Do you have a means of getting back to the rest?
DM, do I have any means of getting upwards?
You can walk, or Varic can fly.
I'd prefer to fly because the slope is clearly out to kill me. But I'm gonna hold Hannah in front of me and have her point wherever I'm flying.
Okay, Hannibal, to make it easier for you to fly up, is going to become the size of your palm.
Okay.
So
That's easier
now
to hold.
Exactly. And she's gonna start pointing upwards to where her other self is.
Yeah, that is fine. So Varic is now being led back up the slope towards Hannibal's clone. Ragnar, how are you doing?
Ragnar is... You know what? Ragnar's not in too bad of a mood. So Ragnar would have seen everyone who slipped, right? So he knows that it was Varic and Veritas that slipped.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of that, he is going to assume that Varic can fly, so he's fine. And Verti's heavily armoured, so he's also probably fine. Thinking about the rest of the party, since they're generally more squishy, he wants to get back to them as fast as possible. So he is going to go through the laborious task of using mold earth to make... he's going to Minecraft his way back up, basically. Because he can move a 5-foot cube of earth every approximately 6 seconds. So he's gonna be he's gonna be he's not gonna whistle to himself, even though he wants to. But he's just gonna go follow the slope and mold earth the way back.
All right. I'm gonna say something like 3/4 of an hour later. It will take Varic and Hannibal probably about 20 minutes to get back. It will take Ragnar probably about 45. And eventually you guys hear a sort of... now that Varic and Hannibal are the first to appear back, Varic fluttering about 2 feet off the floor, being led by Hannah's clone, who I assume disappears as soon as you get back together.
She does indeed.
So Varic rejoins the party.
I emerge.
To try not to fall again.
Wait. I have an image of me and Hannah emerging from darkness.
I just love the... Oh god. I just love the we've been hanging around for the last 20 minutes oh fuck. Oh, fuck, oh, fuck.
No, because I would have known about this. I think we would have just been like, alright, let's just sit around for a bit.
I would have made you a cup of tea.
Is no one concerned about Verti?
I tried to message him!
Apparently not. A further
He tried to message and gave up.
A further 25 minutes pass, and then you guys hear a sort of rumbling. Fuck's sake! And a huge sort of pile of earth and dirt and leaves and grub sort of erupts over the side of this slope. Apresti and Arissa are having tea, apparently. Varic is presumably having cake. And
Oh, yes.
a Ragnar, dirty beyond belief. All of your clothes and your kit are completely covered in soil and dirt and muck. And your face is like, you look like you've just gone through a ditch in World War II. Appears like on his
blonde
elbows. yeah, he's not blonde, he's brunette now. Like on your elbows, at the top of this.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that story you were telling us about when Troy fell into a load of mud.
Yes, it is literally
And
that.
came out, went in slightly grey and came out completely black.
Yep, black and grubby, and it dried very quickly, so he was crusty.
Nice.
So yeah, Ragnar, you see finally the group, and you are returned to them.
My companions. Hello. He's just gonna lie down.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and boom, clean up his outfit because you know it's sad to see him get all dirty and such.
Oh,
I'm going to wander over with a cup of tea.
I'm not gonna clean it. I'm gonna chill, warm the inside so that he's at least not cold.
Oh. But it's
So read out what you've just written. Gina, read out what you've just written.
Oh, I've just put, everyone's sitting on a picnic blanket, it says probably knitted at some point.
I believe it, and I back this. Meanwhile,
Yeah, and Hannibal has just given him a cup of tea because she thinks he's very sad.
Aww.
You did a very nice thing today, Hannah.
The actual quote seems to be, because this is just sad.
Yeah. I was trying to be nicer, but okay.
Meanwhile, over 120 feet away down a slope, the Theritas and your steed. Yes, what would you like to continue doing with Theritas? You have two options. You can continue to attempt to get your steed up on his feet. You can continue sliding downwards, or you can attempt, I don't know, a sort of zigzagging pattern. You can climb. What would you like to try and do? You can cry, you can pray. Any option is open to you at this point.
I was gonna say I could go get him.
Well, the Theritas will. He will look at his steed for a second and then just basically dispel him, which will send him back to where he was collected from originally.
Okay.
He will then make the effort to start just hauling his up the slope again.
Okay. Can you do me an athletics check, please? And Arkin, what is it you're going to try and do to help him?
I was simply just gonna cast Fly myself, go down to him, and then dual focus cast telekinesis. And
Okay.
just drag him
Can you do me a perception check with disadvantage if you're going to go looking for him? Because you've only got about 10 feet of vision and you've got no idea exactly where he's slid to.
This isn't dark vision as well?
It's the lack of vision as you're looking around. It's going to take you a long time to find him.
Okay.
And the forest has, like, you're not just looking for him in a straight line that he's fallen down, you're looking for him in quite a large area. Like, he seems to have slipped down a certain bit, but he's actually been moved to various different places. Okay, 26 for the Theritas. Meanwhile, Mother Duck is going quack, 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 quack. Okay, cool. Alright, so Vitheritas, you manage to start hauling yourself up, and it's probably one of the few times in your life where you have regretted all the armour decisions you've ever made. Arkin, it takes you about 15 minutes, but after some careful, slow scanning, hovering along, you find Vitheritas, similar to our favourite duck Ragnar, covered in dirt and grime and soil, like spitting out mouthfuls of dirt as he like hauls his way up this slope.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Snap my finger, clean them off, and pick them up. I don't want to be dirty my clothes.
Okay.
As soon as he loses contact with like ground, he's gonna freak for a second before he realizes.
So I freak.
Okay. In total, to get Vitheritas back, since you started, it took 20 minutes for Varic to get back with Hannibal, 45 in total, so a further 25 for Ragnar to climb himself back up, and you waited a total of an hour and a half for Vitheritas. But eventually, Ragnar dons his knitted duck hat to warm himself. Oh, perfect. My plan to have you all wearing the knitted outfits is coming together. Eventually, Vitheritas and Arkin...
I think you mean Arissa's plans.
My plans for Arissa to have plans. Vitheritas and Arkin come back to the group. And everyone is reunited again on the picnic blanket to have some tea. And I will leave you on that lovely note of having tea in the lovely Forest of Death. However, Felicity, you rolled me a perception check. So I'm going to say, just as you're settling down for your second cup, pouring one for Vitheritas and raising it to your lips, you hear a voice. And you are the only person who hears this. And you hear it say, Hoyden.
What is happening?
I think the next backstory just started.
Here we go again.
Can I reply?
Sure.
Or are you leaving it there? Okay.
You can reply. You have heard it. No one else has. Everyone around you is eating, I presume eating, sipping tea, etc., etc.
I'm going to wildly look around to try and see where I can hear it from. And then everybody hears me just say, Jiffle? Is that you?
You got a 19, didn't you?
Yeah.
So as you look around, you hear this more than once. You hear Hoyden, Hoyden. And it seems to be coming from various different directions, but then it focuses in on one area that is almost directly ahead of you. And you hear it several times, and then it sort of fades away and disappears. I
immediately get up and start running towards that spot.
And that is where I will leave you. So, it's okay. It's not like we've got to wait for the whole Christmas break to get back to this or anything. Oh, no.
Oh. You're horrible and amazing.
Okay.
Jesus.
So, if everyone would like to shout Merry Christmas, shout goodbye, or shout quack at the recording, I will turn it off. Any number of these things is acceptable.
Quack.
Merry Quackmas!
Merry Quackmas!
Merry Quackmas!